everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video where we're talking about players linked to the club in the coming transfer window, both this one of the winter and potentially the summer one too. And we've had a huge name thrown out there into the media, doing the rounds at the minute, seems to be growing and growing. So there might be something in this. We're going to get stuck into this in a minute. I'm really excited to talk about this kid because he looks absolutely phenomenal. So we'll get stuck into this in a second. Before we do, just a gentle reminder, if you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button. I'd love you to come and join us. We're on 2,324 subscribers, I think, now. So loads more room for you. 2 weekly shows, Mondays and Wednesdays, and pop-up videos just like this transfer one you're watching. We don't charge you a penny for Evermore. Just love talking about this mint club and the direction it's going. And so let's get stuck into this player. Who are we talking about? We are talking about this young talent here that is Youssoufa Moukoko, which is the kid is absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't seen the lad play, he's 18 years old. He burst onto the scene at Borussia Dortmund, and he's playing alongside, superstars, and he's playing against teams like Munich, and he isn't just getting by. He's stealing the show. He's standing out, above the crowd of players and everything like that. So you get these players that burst onto the scene. I suppose in our country, you're talking about likes of Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney, and this kid's very much in that kind of bracket for me. He just looks like he's got everything. He's got pace. He's got skill. He can move the ball. He quick feet. He can wriggle himself out of dangerous positions. He's good in the air. We'll get into his per 90 stats in a minute, which you can see there is nothing but greens really. So the story goes is that the London Evening Standard were very confident that he was going to go to Chelsea. Because I believe he's on a free transfer, I think, at the end of the season. So he could talk to clubs in January and sign a pre-contract and come for nothing in the summer. And they were very confident that he was going to go to Chelsea, but Newcastle United have apparently made a substantial approach to him, which is 150 grand plus week's wages have been offered to him by Newcastle United. And apparently Barcelona are also sniffing around him, that loads of other clubs are interested in this kid because he is absolute class. But we'll have a look at exactly why he's class in a minute. But I'm not sure whether we'd have to pay some kind of compensation to Dortmund for basically nicking one of their academy players and someone they've invested so much money in. But the guy is just absolutely brilliant. I mean, he made his debut back in November 2020. And he actually replaced Erling Haaland off the bench, which is a hell of a thing to do. But he's just absolutely classy. He was called up to Germany. He's Cameroonian by birth, I believe, but he's got German citizenship. And he's been called up to Germany. He actually went to the World Cup in Qatar as well. And in terms of stats this season, just to give you a little indication on what he's done this season. So he's played 14 Bundesliga games. He's got 6 goals and 4 assists. He's 18 years old. He's had 6 Champions League games with 1 assist. And he's played 2 cup games, beg your pardon, with 1 assist. So overall, he's got 22 matches, 6 goals and 6 assists. So he can play up front. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He can play out wide. He can play anywhere really across the front three. So he's a fantastic footballer. He really, really is. I mean, Dortmund have kind of deployed him as a centre forward in the main this season, but he links up play really well with others. He brings other people into play, and he's just a sensational talent. You can see there how he compares to Wilson on the radar. He actually beats Wilson in quite a lot of areas, to be honest with you. In terms of his goals per 90 minutes, you can see that there. His goals per 90 minutes, he's in the 85th percentile. So he's getting 0.60 goals per 90 minutes. His XG is up in the 87th percentile. His shots on target, he's up in the 94th percentile. So every time this kid pulls a trigger, he invariably gets on target. Have a look at his highlight reel on YouTube. Some absolute snorters as well. And off the crossbar, top bin rakers, effortless. The lad just looks like he's effortlessly talented. And I'm really excited if we are interested in this lad and we can get him to this football club. You can see his dribbles completion there. He's slightly lower at 72, but still very good. 18 years old. He's got nothing but more quality to come ahead of him. Pass completions at 76%. And Mark's introduced a new stat there, which is his expected threat, which is basically the damage he can cause to other teams. When you look at the players and their statistics and the dangers that they possess, and he's up in the 82nd percentile. So the kid is just absolutely class. And if Newcastle United are seriously in for this lad, we could have an absolute baller on our hands next season. I don't believe he would go out to any development squads. I think he'd be a first-team player straight away. And it would just be absolutely sensational. You can see his strengths there, through balls, long shots, and finishing. He's a deadly finisher. And at 18 years old, he's only going to get better, really. So it's a really exciting transfer to be linked to. And I really hope that Newcastle United can get this done and can do the deal, really. So yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below about Moukoko. Would you be excited about that? Would you be buzzing if we could get a player like that to just show you how far this club has come in such a short period of time? Signing players like Alexander Isak, one of Europe's hottest young strikers, and potentially could we get another one and a hell of a deal as well, just with the contract negotiation runs out. So absolutely superb. So yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. We'd love to have you on board. And if you could like this video as well, we'd really appreciate it. Helps get it around YouTube. This is Chris signing off. I'll be back soon with another transfer video. There's loads to talk about. What a club. We're class. We're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We're third in the league. Bring it on. Let's keep supporting that team, United. We'll catch you later. Cheers.